Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rabbi.
This week's parsha is Parshas Vayakhel. Vayakhel starts off with the verse Vayakhel Moshe's Kol Adas Bnei Yisrael. Moshe gathered all the people, the Jewish people, Vayomer Aleim, and he told them, Eila Hadvarim, these are the words that Tziva Hashem Lasis, and Hashem commanded to follow through to do them. And he starts off with the commandment, with the teachings of Shabbos. Sheishes Yomim Te'asem Malacha, 6 days a week work shall be done. Vayom Hashvi, on the 7th day, Yilachem will be to you Kodesh, holy. Shabbat Shabbaton. It doesn't just say Shabbos. It says it's Shabbat Shabbaton. It's a double Shabbos, La Hashem. Kol ha'osa v'malacha, whoever does on it this day work, is liable with the death penalty on a spiritual level. Unless, at that time there were other laws. If someone did it clearly on purpose and he was warned and so on and so forth, then the court had to take care of it. But in general, it refers to that there's a very, very strong connection between us and God on Shabbos. Shabbos represents a very strong concept that I believe that God created the world in 6 days. The 7th day he rested. The 7th day he asks us to rest. So now, if you rest on Shabbos, that means you believe there's Hashem. If you don't rest on Shabbos, so you're running your own show. That's basically what it boils down to. If you're able to understand that everything in this world is orchestrated, not just once upon a time, but once upon a time and now is orchestrated by Hashem. The nature of the world is created in a way that 6 days a week you work, the 7th day you rest. It doesn't make a difference how much money you're going to make on Shabbos. Doesn't make a difference. That makes no difference. If you understand that everything really at the end of the day comes through God, it's not a problem. It's not a question. It's not a contradiction. It's not a challenge at all. Now, obviously, a person has to work up their way to it, but this is something. Now, in addition to that, this is a topic in itself, but this was just an intro. What I would like to say is like this. The concept, this commandment of keeping Shabbos is mentioned 8 times in the Torah. 8 times, all different ways. Sometimes it says, Sheishes Yomim. The first time it says 6 days you should gather, when it talks about the manna. And the 7th day you'll rest, and therefore you'll take manna 2 portions on Friday. Another time it says Sheishes Yomim Ta'avot, 6 days a week you should work. You should do all your work, and the 7th day is Shabbos. But then it says, other times, Sheishes Yomim Te'aseh. Te'aseh means not that you should do the work shall be done for you during the week. There is a way of working that you're actually hard working, you're toiling, you're sweating, you're doing the work. And then there is work that is being done for you. Meaning to say, that could be also played out in 2 ways. Number one, like today, you have things that are automated. The money's working for you. You're not working for your money's working for you. So you're like on a autopilot mode the whole week. You're not necessarily working that hard anyway. So on Shabbos, it has to be extra. You have to live it up on a spiritual level even more, not just not working. You have to really concentrate to understand that Shabbos is a spiritual connection because the whole week you're not really working anyway. That's one. Another thing is, Sheishes Yomim Te'aseh, the Rebbe says this, is a beautiful vart. You have to understand that even the 6 days that you're working, okay, the 7th day I understand, it's God's day, I gotta rest, this is the way the world was created, I don't want to go against nature, I don't want to go against God, I want to be in tune with everything on every single level, I'm not going to work on Shabbos. Okay, good, granted. But how do I look at the 6 days? How am I involved in my 6 days? The 6 days I'm like, listen, I got to go get that guy, I got to go this, I have competition, I got to knock him out of the park, I got to this and that, you're fighting with everybody and you're running and you're doing and this and that and another minute, another 10 minutes and I have to stay and work another hour. You're investing and you're toiling and you're killing yourself. Those 6 days to do work. So there is another way of doing work is te'aseh. You do the work, but you're doing the work in a way that it's autopilot. You're still working. You're putting in your time, your effort. You're being responsible, but you're not killing yourself. You're not overexerting yourself. Why? Because you understand at the end of the day that even the 6 days that you're working also comes from God. Hashem is going to bless you in what you do. You have many people that have many different businesses. Some of them have the same business. Some are very successful, some are not. So you see, there's a mazel, there's a luck, there's a blessing here. So a person has to be able to do it. You have to keep Shabbos, and if you want to bump it up to a higher level, you have to try that even during the week. You should try to do it in a way knowing I'm doing this because God told me to do it after work, and I'm going to be responsible. But at the same time, even I'm working now, I'm doing it in a way that I know Hashem is the one that's giving me the true blessing. Let us be able to reach these two levels and to have Shabbos on the highest level possible on Shabbos with the coming of Mashiach. Amen.